Hey everyone, welcome to our second DEN Ambassador event. This session is called Discovery Education in Action. Today we're going to be working to build a mini lesson or lesson sketch that integrates resources from Discovery Education. We'll take a peek into a classroom that uses Discovery Education resources and an SOS. Remember, we talked about those last time, the Spotlight on Strategies, and then digs into the different types of content and resources available from Discovery Education. So you'll leave today with a mini lesson that you can use with your students and or something that you can share with your colleagues in their classroom. So to get us started today, I'd like to hear first how using the SOS strategies from the last event went. What did your students think if you were able to share with them? Or what did your colleagues think if you were able to share with them? How did they react? And if you had an opportunity to share with your school leadership, with your administration, what did they think about what you had shared? So during today's little review together, we are going to use a couple different collaboration tools that I thought you guys might like to be introduced to. So to review our homework together, we're going to go to www.menti.com and you will put in the code 279139, and there you will record your homework review. Just make a quick statement about your student, colleague, or school leadership's reaction to the Spotlight on Strategies that you were able to share with them. At this point, you'll want to go ahead and pause this video. And when you go into Menti, your screen will switch over and it will look like this. And you will see just the question that I've posed up at the top. Did you introduce an SOS strategy to students or teachers, and tell us about it? Once you have finished posting in this menti.com, then you can go back to the video and finish recording. So go ahead and pause for a moment and answer that question. So welcome back. I can't wait to read your responses in there, and hopefully you took some time while you were responding, unless you were the first one, of course, to talk to us and read some other responses about the SOS. So that was great. So I want to start now telling you about Discovery Education in Action. It is a series of live events, webinars, and professional learning opportunities that lets you step into the classrooms of Discovery Education community members from around the globe. You will learn how your peers are using Discovery Education in their classroom, hear how they solve problems, and experience Discovery Education through their eyes. You can access the full series on the DEN blogs, and I think we've talked about that in some of our little weekly update emails. In this series from Discovery Education, we are able to go inside classrooms from around North America. Today, we're going to watch a segment from Lindsay Foster's 6th grade classroom, where her students are using a combination of the SOS, 20 questions, and visual walkabout. As we watch, look for ways students are engaged, how the classroom space is used, and think about the preparation Ms. Foster needed for this lesson.
Discovery Education in Action series. Today we have the great privilege of being in Miss Lindsay Foster's classroom here in Howery Middle School in Lake Worth, Texas, right? And just outside of Fort Worth. So what I'm really excited about this morning is your ability to see Spotlight on Strategies, as well as some unique ways to use the Discovery Education Science Textbook. So Ms. Foster, tell us, what are we going to see? What's going on right now? How have you set up the students?
Well, the students are they're doing a combination of visual walkabout and 20 questions, which are 2 SOS strategies.
So visual walkabout and 20 questions kind of
blended together, mashed up together. So what they've been studying in science, in their science textbook, is animal classification. So they're looking at different pictures of animals around the room. They've just started this unit, and they're going to, that's the visual walkabout part, is looking at the pictures. And then they're generating 2 questions per picture, and they're going to come back and try and classify the various images that they find based on what they see on the walls and the questions that they have.
Got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask some students what this looks like. Don't forget, you can ask us questions. You can use that hashtag DE in action. If you tweet us, we'll do the best we can to answer those. If there's something you want to see or a question you might have for Ms. Foster and how she runs her classroom, let us know. Because again, we're all learning here together. So thank you for letting us come. We're just going to walk around and ask some questions, and then we'll come back to you to wrap things. Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay, time. We good? No. No. Yes. 1 minute? Yes. Okay, go.
Can I ask you what you're working on here, what you're doing?
I'm 6 over there.
Mm-hmm.
There's pigs and mud, and I posted I am messy like them.
So what's the picture? Show us the picture that you were.
It's over there. I just went over here because.
Okay. Can you walk? You can walk us over there. That's fine. So let's show everybody the picture. So. All right. So this is your picture. All right. And you're doing what? I see you have got the iPad there. You're kind of keeping some notes. And what is your? What are you thinking? What's your question?
Why are they so messy?
Why are they so messy? Okay. Cool. What do you think?
Because I like to play around too much.
Okay. Very cool. And so what happens here? You have about 2 minutes, right? And after those 2 minutes, what happens?
I switch to another picture.
To another picture. Okay. Anybody else you think, a friend that you think we should talk to? Josh, you think Josh has the stuff? Josh, can we come say hi to you? Josh, tell us, your friend there tells us that you're doing this picture. What's your picture of? Maybe we can go look at it.
It's a picture of a bear.
Picture of a bear. Let's go take a look at that picture of a bear, okay? So what are you guys doing over here? I see you've got some different notes and things on your devices.
Yes, we actually do have different notes. Well, a few of our notes together are the same because we were sharing our notes together with each other. And then I just put up my own 2 notes because I'd like to be a little different, but not completely the same. But what we're trying to do with each picture is like describe them, from what they look like.
Great. So what do you have for this picture so far?
What I have is just the word bear, and then do bears eat fish, and if they do, then why do bears hibernate?
Great. And what's your name?
Lionel.
Lionel. So tell us, what are you thinking? What are your questions in your notes?
Well, what is the bear looking for? Like, it's trying. I know it's trying to get some food. Yeah, it actually does look like it's looking for something. I didn't notice that. It's kind of poking its head over the
So what do you guys like about this activity? Have you done this before?
No.
No. Oh, this is the first time. So what do you like about it so far?
Well, we get to look at the pictures and try to figure out what they're doing and make questions.
Okay. Do you like being able to move around the room, or do you prefer to sit in your chairs while you learn?
I pretty much like moving around the room.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of a neat strategy to be able to move around and yet still learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then you won't have to sit down in her chair and not do anything. Just get kind of squished in with everything.
Do you think you'll be sharing these questions with your classmates?
We'll find out.
All right, thanks, guys. Anybody else you think we should visit and ask some questions to?
I guess the ladies.
The ladies over there. Okay, let's go say hi to the ladies and see what they say. Good morning, ladies. We were asked to come chat with you, and we're wondering, what's your picture? What are you looking at this morning?
Person
Picture of a person, okay?
with probably a fruit or a ball in her hand.
Fruit or ball? Is that a question, or you think it is?
My question is, what does the girl have in her hand?
So tell me, what do you like about learning this way? About using this kind of strategy of walking around and asking questions? Oh, what was that? I'm sorry. We missed it.
Makes it smarter.
Makes you smarter, okay. A little shy, that's all right, no problem. What else?
It helps us be more. And it helps us be more independent during these.
More independent? Okay. Cool. Thank you. Anything else you want to tell everybody about how you're learning in here?
Go to her.
Okay.
Your turn.
Would you like to share?
It's not a question you have.
Tell you this. What did you write down? Do you have any other questions?
Yes. Sometimes I have memory loss of things.
Okay.
So I wrote down, why do we have to be hydrated, and why are we at the top of the food chain?
Very interesting. So when you feel like you have memory loss, what do you do to help that? Do you have strategies to help yourself?
I write down notes to give me a heads up.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ladies, I'm going to come back over here to Ms. Foster. So again, I love seeing what the students are learning. Can you just tell us, how do you use the Spotlight on Strategies? Because clearly you said it's your own kind of mashup. When you're getting started, if I'm a teacher and I'm just figuring out what this Spotlight on Strategies thing is, and I'm just logging in, what advice or suggestions would you have to those teachers that they can now see what their students are doing, but I don't know how to really start?
Well, the thing I love about the Spotlight on Strategies is that you have the PDF and you have the videos that walk you through how to do it, and it gives you basically a sample lesson or an exemplar lesson so that you can start right there. And I would just start with the PDF. And that's where I've started from the beginning. I've been using SOS for 3-4 years now. So it's easier for me to mash them up and blend them together. I know what works for me. I know what works for my kids. But you're going to, start with one like Snowball Fight or Paper Slide video, or Visual Walkabout is a great one because it's a visual thing and it gets your kids up and moving. And you have that sample lesson. Start with that and then start branching it off into whatever topic area you need it to. The other thing I love about SOS Strategies is it does help you integrate from classes like English through mathematics, through science, through social studies. You can tie all of those curriculum areas together. So I can help support my science teacher by bringing in content into my English classroom so my kids can read the science content better. And he can support me by supporting our things like inferencing and comprehension skills that our kids need to work on.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And as I mentioned, we're going to be live in just another couple minutes as we move to the next part of the lesson and focus on highlighting some of the site's textbook content and how her students are learning with that. But if you have questions as we go throughout these drop-ins, use that hashtag #DEInAction. We would love to hear from you, show you some things, ask the kids some questions, and of course, get your questions answered. So thank you so much for tuning in here for our first little drop-in, highlighting the Spotlight on Strategies. Enjoy, guys.
So quite a fun little approach there. I think the bicycle gloves that she wears must make her a better teacher. Sorry, I just had to say it. Kind of cracked me up. The media specialist in me first immediately thought, oh my gosh, how cool would this be to have like books around and let the kids take the iPads and that be their picture and just kind of their reactions to some of the books. It could be that some of the ones we featured they've read before and kind of could give feedback on those, or it could be some where you truly, do the old judge a book by its cover. So anyway, so now let's go, and share our thoughts on what effective use of digital resources looks like. So think about what we just saw in Ms. Foster's class, and also what you know from your own use of digital resources in the classroom. Just a side note, when I go back and listen to this, if the audio is not real good or the video quality, I will post that link separate in our classroom so that you don't have to try to suffer through that. So, but they ask us to visit the Padlet that is using the tiny URL listed and answer these first two questions. When you click on this Padlet, it's going to open up, and to add your answer, you'll simply double click on the screen to get a text box. You'll add your answer with A1, answering question 1, and A2 if you're answering question 2. When you're done, review the questions added and, the responses is what it should be that are added here by other ambassador groups. So these other ones that you're seeing posted here are already thoughts from other ambassador groups across our country. So next we're going to go into, so you want to pause your video to do that. Go into that Padlet and respond. So next we're going to spend time in Discovery Education exploring a variety of media types. You are welcome to leave this video running and go straight into your Discovery Education account and click along with me, or you may just simply follow along by the screenshots that are done here. Don't forget, when you are logging into Discovery Education, you are already logged in, and our Discovery Education in Google is integrated together. So if you are already in Google, you are already logged in, which is awesome and makes this so much more accessible than it used to be. So you're going to log in and select Professional Learning. From the Professional Learning homepage, you want to scroll down and look for the step-by-step guides. I'm sorry, I was trying to look along with you, under the Learn and Lead section. So there's our step-by-step guides. And we want to select Getting Started, and then select the Search for Resources. Each guide here has a step-by-step instructions and a short video to go along with them. So we're going to watch this one together. And of course, it's asking me to log in. If you ever do get to this page, which is kind of great that it actually happened to us, we're going to google.discoveryeducation.com, and that will get us straight in there, if I'm remembering this correctly. Woohoo! Connection made. So I'm actually going to take us back through those steps that we just went through. So we're going to log in, as I just did, go to Professional Learning, Learn and Lead. We're going to scroll down to our step-by-step guides. And Getting Started. Now, I'm not sure exactly which one. Let me see if I go back to our presentation, if we can see which one, or if it will let me play from it now. There we go. All right, so we're going to watch the Search for Resources, which you can see is found right under the Getting Started home tab that we were just in. All right. Oh. Give me a minute. Too many tabs open.
You can use a variety of search tools to efficiently locate content within Discovery Education. Use the keyword search to conduct targeted searches. The search results contain all titles that match the keyword you entered. Curriculum Standard Search enables you to search for resources that directly instruct or support the instruction of a state or national education standard. Choose Curriculum Standard Search, then select the standards document, subject, grade level, and year of adoption to access resources that support that standard. View the resources by expanding the search results tree until hyperlinked blue text appears. The Advanced Search keyword option provides search capabilities that allow you to focus on specific media publishers or limit your search to include only editable, closed caption, world language, or new titles. Some search results feature a content collection, indicated visually with a banner above the search result grid. Content collections are resources selected and created by Discovery Education curriculum experts, including differentiated lesson starters, video clips, songs, articles, strategies, and more. After search results are displayed, you can narrow your results by filtering for grade level, resource type, or instructional materials. Depending on your Discovery Education subscriptions and your selected search term, you may see fewer resource types and filter options. You can narrow your search results even further by using the filter on the left side of the search grid. To view a resource, select it from the search result grid to view it on a full player page. To save items for future review, use the plus sign to add it to the quick list, or use the downward facing arrow to add to My Content, Classrooms, or an assignment.
So I think that is such a valuable resource for us to really understand, because searching those curriculum standards is so important for our teachers. And sometimes when they get stuck on how or what to use for a particular standard to teach it, being able to have that search option and it done with curriculum experts through Discovery Education is so very important, and the work is done for us. One thing I want to mention before we go further is she talked about here, once you've done your search, adding to the quick list, and that is something that is housed within Discovery Education. You can see I was quite the user when I was teaching with Discovery Education. I've got 54 items down here in my quick list on all sorts of different titles. Also My Content, and we're going to talk more about that in the next event. Assign is if you are using Classroom within Discovery Education, and then of course you can download it, but now everything is live streaming, so that is important. One thing I want to stop here and show you guys in reference to the little video is the share option, because lots of our schools across our county are using Google Classroom, and I encourage everyone to use Google Classroom rather than the Classroom within Discovery Education, because Discovery Education is just one resource, and while it is absolutely wonderful and amazing, and they have also added the Google Classroom option, and so that allows us to incorporate lots of different resources into a classroom, virtual classroom kind of setting for our students. So because Discovery Education is so awesome, they have allowed us to share it right here within our Google Classrooms, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, you can email this and so forth. Now, if you are sharing this, obviously Facebook, Twitter, email, in order for them to be able to access this video, they obviously have to have, a subscription to Discovery Education like we do. So just wanted to mention that to you because I think that is so important. Very quick thoughts there, but if you have more questions or want to mess around with it, of course, go right ahead. So the next little step in our training today is to take you into or ask you to go into the step-by-step guides and take a minute to watch one of the other videos that are there for you. And then once you have watched one of the videos, we're going to record our notes here on this other step-by-step guide. So it says, now that you have reviewed another of the guide videos, go to the link below. Tell us what video you watched and something that you learned from the video. This tool that we're using now is a web whiteboard, and you will be asked to join the shared board. You can simply type in your name or just click join shared board. And this is just a place for us to literally have like a collaborative whiteboard together. I went in and just gave you the directions on how to change it to text feature. So you just click the pencil there and then change it to A to type your response. Or you're welcome to get creative with some shapes and some paint and things here too. So just a way for us to share our thoughts. So again, now I would like for you to go back to those step-by-step videos and watch one of the other videos. And then you're going to come into this step-by-step guides and tell us what video you watched and something you learned from the video. So if you want to stop this presentation again, now we're going to bring Discovery Education in action to your classroom. In this activity, we'll combine content that you just reviewed with an SOS to build a quick lesson sketch or mini lesson for you to use in your classroom. Now, since a lot of us are media specialists, this may be something that you choose to partner up and do with one of the teachers that you presented SOS to last time for event 1, or you may also decide to use this with a media center lesson that you have coming up. So first, you'll do a search for the content that you can use in an upcoming lesson. Use the filters to help you locate content and the resource type just like you just learned about. After you identify the content, select one or more of the SOSs, the Spotlight on Strategies, to pair with the content. And remember that if you can't find those or don't have your notes from last time, in this search bar you can type SOS and it will also give you that Spotlight on Strategies. Or you can go into Professional Learning, Strategies and Resources, and Spotlight on Strategies will be there as well. Here's a handout that will guide you through the activity and help you document your mini lesson. So you're going to complete the handout pairing your content, what you're wanting to teach, with an SOS strategy and an upcoming lesson. And if you have already done this with one of your colleagues at school, by all means, share that with us. Here you have a link where you can view a copy of this and make view the copy of this and then make your own copy to edit it. And once you've done that, we're going to group share just by you simply emailing that form to us. And then you're going to paper chat with a twist. You're going to go into this Padlet and answer question 1 and 2. So I'm sorry, we've already done 1 and 2, but you're going to go into that same Padlet and answer the question, how does Discovery Education support effective instruction? So you're going to go back into that Padlet before with this tiny URL, and on the Padlet, click to add the text box and write it actually should be 3 before your answer. So what are your next steps? Before we leave, I'd like to share a couple other resources from Discovery Education. DE has launched a series of collaborative projects that allow you and your students to share data and explore the responses from classrooms around the globe. Grow students' creative communication and critical thinking skills with these collaborative projects. Each includes resources from building background knowledge, authentic investigations with collaborative data sets, and learning extensions with STEM activities. After entering data from your classroom, explore the findings selection. Try customizing the charts by changing the location to see what others in your region reported. Be sure to check the calendar for upcoming virtual or in-person events. So now let's talk about your homework from this session. So throughout this training today, you went into the Menti.com and replied with your thoughts on your homework. You went into the Padlet and responded to the questions about Ms. Foster's class and using digital resources in your classroom. And then you also watched one of the step-by-step videos and then went into the collaborative whiteboard and responded with the video that you watched and something that you learned from that. Then finally, you were asked to go into and create a little mini lesson sketch and using the content that you or a colleague are getting ready to teach in their classroom, and you're collaboratively working with them, and combining an SOS strategy with that. There was a handout attached, and we ask that you complete that handout and email it to me, and that will be something that I'll put together for us and share out. And then last, you went into the Padlet to answer the third question presented by Discovery Education. So your homework is to actually try the lesson that you sketched out with your students. Maybe it's something that you can try to jump in with a classroom and do that, or maybe you have students coming into the library where you want to share those out with them. And they ask us to share our thoughts on Twitter, so you can hashtag DenAMB and hashtag Spotlight on Strategies. And then, of course, I asked for you to tag our media account, so at JCS_media, so that we can continue to celebrate all the amazing things that you guys are doing and share with your colleagues. So all of those little fun Twitter shout outs and things are all related to the lesson that you created, that little mini lesson with the Spotlight on Strategy. And then before the next session, we also ask you to participate in a collaborative learning project with your students. Take some time before we meet again to look over those collaborative learning projects and see if you can find one to share with either your students or your colleagues. And remember that as media specialists, our students include our teachers as well. So our third DEN Ambassador meeting will be Thursday, April 20th. So when I sent out that our in-person meeting was going to be canceled today, and we did the virtual, I'll ask that you review the video by March 27th, and then that gives you until April 20th to take care of some of the, quote, homework things that need to be done between now and then. Please, please, please do not panic and stress over this. This is just an opportunity for you to share some of your expertise with some of your teachers and with some of your students. Pick something that you can maintain, that you can use now. Don't let it overwhelm you. Try to incorporate what you're learning as a DEN Ambassador right into your media center or into a lesson that you are helping a teacher create. And hopefully by doing that, it won't seem as if your DEN Ambassador partnership is just one more thing to do. But as always, I am always here to help you and be glad to answer any questions. I know we kind of went fast through the presentation today. I'm going to share that with you in our Google Drive as well. So feel free to go back and look through anything again that I went too fast over. You guys are amazing and awesome, and I'm so thankful to have you part of the DEN Ambassador program, and I will see you next time. Good evening. And I will